How's it, guys, and welcome back to Formula Open Wheel. F1 cars might be getting a 1,200 horsepower power plant. Adrian Newey's Hypercar is in the final stages of production, and F1 cars might be losing up to 50 points of downforce for the 2027 season. I'm your host Mamba. Let's get into it. So the Red Bull RB17 Hypercar is almost complete. Obviously, Adrian Newey, with his vast amounts of experience in car design, came up with this amazing creation. Red Bull obviously gave him free reign when he worked there to design whatever he liked, and this is sort of like a gift from them to him, and it looks absolutely incredible. So only 50 units will be arriving in spring 2028, priced at about 5.8 million euros each. That's about $6.8 million. Crazy. 900 kilograms, 1,000 horsepower V10 with a blown exhaust. Now, blown exhaust is something he designed for Red Bull when Vettel was still there, and they absolutely dominated everybody with it. What a great design that was. Simulations are suggesting it's 1 second faster than a Formula One car around Spa. Insanity. So yeah, so this is obviously just like a gift from Red Bull to Adrian Newey for his service to the team. So if you take a look here, there's definitely a lot of resemblances to a Formula One car of today. So you can take a look at the splitter here. Definitely looks a lot like what we have right now, actually, on the Formula One cars. Closed cockpit, though. The shark fin that we've seen on many Formula One cars over the years. Some cool-looking side pods over here with some nice vents for cooling. And definitely some crazy-looking diffuser action going on here at the back. There we can take a closer look. Wow. Looks like a lap record breaker. Staying with Adrian Newey, unfortunately, there's a rumor that he has been hospitalized due to illness. But then another rumor has stated that he is on holiday. But then other people also saying that Adrian is working and was on campus last week. Yeah, I don't think he'd be on holiday, put it that way. This is probably not the time of year to be taking a holiday. We just had a 5-week break. Maybe he should have taken his holiday then. I'm pretty sure he's probably just an ill. That seems the more likely thing. Everyone gets ill, you know, and I'm pretty sure he's gotten ill, and he's probably still very focused on improving and bringing more improvements to the Aston Martin car for this year. And they have actually, like, Miami was a small improvement for them, and Alonso noting that there was no issues in Miami with the car. So yeah, if Adrian Newey is sick, and the rumors are true, we hope he gets better real soon. So the 1,200 horsepower powertrain. Toto has mentioned that yes, V8s are cool. We'd like to go back to them. Obviously, we've run many V8s in the past in Formula One. And he says maybe we can extract 800 horsepower combustion engine and add 400 horsepower with the electric motor. There's always going to be an electric component, I feel, in motorsport, and more specifically maybe Formula One going forward, you know, but I feel just keep it to a smaller amount and keep the combustion engine at the main focus. Then I think we will have a nice recipe for engines going forward. Just it's not as big of a battery like we have right now. So yeah, if this is possible, which it probably is, 2030, 2031 could be a very, very exciting season for all of us. So Formula One teams are discussing the possibility of a downforce reduction for 2027. And it can go up to about 50 points of downforce that the cars will be losing. So this is all depending on the bodywork, aggression, and how this changes throughout the season as teams bring maybe more upgrades and improvements. So obviously, we've seen in the past, cars can get a bit wild when it comes to bodywork and tweaks to gain more downforce. So obviously, that's going to drain the battery faster. So they want to remove some downforce so that it drains the battery less. So obviously the cars will be slower in turns, but we'll see if this is going to happen. I mean, yeah, it's interesting. It's a way to go, I feel, but the car's already so twitchy, I feel, with just the excessive amounts of instant torque from the battery. So yeah, but I mean, I don't mind seeing a driver work harder to keep the cars on track, you know, maybe the tail sliding a little bit here and there of the car. So yeah, interesting to see where this is going to go and if it's actually going to happen. So Ferrari is looking like they could possibly get this ADUO specification granted to them, and many people are saying the flick tail mode is the reason, is the tool they're using to try and get it and get more time on the dyno and more development time to improve their engine. So it looks like it could be happening, and we will find out by the end of the Canadian Grand Prix. And if this were to happen, Spa is then going to be the race where Ferrari can then bring an upgraded engine, seeing as they're still down on power compared to Mercedes power units and Red Bull powertrains. I feel Ferrari will have a better engine package and car package in total to take on the rest of the season if this is given to them. So let's see if they can actually bring it. Sticking with this flick tail mode, Alpine has been running their own version. I didn't even know this, but they were running their own version at the Miami Grand Prix. As you can see, this is what we see on the Ferrari at the back. People are saying it's for Ferrari to try and gain the ADUO from FIA. But if a team with like a Mercedes power unit, which is obviously got so much power, is running this, and it is actually giving them improvements in downforce using the exhaust gases, then, you know, maybe Ferrari is using it for that reason and not to try and get the ADUO from FIA. So yeah, they said they were very happy with it, Alpine, and that in certain corners there was some serious downforce gains from this, and Colapinto and Gasly were both running it on their cars this past weekend. So very cool. I wonder if more teams are going to be trying it, seeing as it works. But I've also heard that the FIA could be clamping down on it, and the fact that it could be illegal in the future. So they're still assessing it and seeing if that's going to happen. Bahrain and Saudi Arabia might actually still make it onto the calendar this year. Remember that they've already paid like a ton of money with sporting rights and sponsorships for the race to go ahead, but obviously due to worldly things, the race has not gone. Their races have not gone ahead, and that's obviously why we had the 5-week break. So Bahrain could slot into October 4th between Azerbaijan and Singapore, and then Saudi Arabia, the Jeddah race, wants a December 6th date. So this is really going to start pushing all the races quite far down the year, and we might have a very, very tight ending with 4 races in a row. Las Vegas, Qatar, Jeddah, and then Abu Dhabi. The drivers are going to be begging for a break and probably going to take a very well-rested holiday after the end of this season, if this were to go on as they think it could. So yeah, but if this is not going to happen, Turkey might be making a return to the Formula One calendar a year earlier. We all know that the Turkish Grand Prix is coming back next year. Very, very cool track. I really enjoy this track, a real classic Formula One track. But if they get the homologation sorted out, that's just like the checks to see if the track is still on standard for F1. They could actually then come in if Saudi Arabia and Bahrain do not work out for this year. So yeah, very, very interesting stuff. And let's see what will happen over there. On to the car of the day. The Williams FW14B. This thing was an absolute monster in the year 1992, a naturally aspirated Renault V10 power plant, and piloted over here in the picture by Nigel Mansell. This car was designed by Adrian Newey. He was part of the Williams team. This was the Williams in the Williams heyday, when they were really a great team in Formula One. And the thing was, this car was so advanced that it had to, what they did had to obviously be banned, just like everything else in Formula One. It's too good, you know. So this car had active suspension, traction control, and a semi-automatic gearbox. So the car didn't have normal dampers and springs like a normal race car. They had hydraulic actuators for each wheel. So this car would be planted to the track at all times. So basically no nose diving on braking into the corners, no body roll at all. And the ride height could just be adjusted electronically all the time. As you can see, for the time in 1992, this is very, very advanced. And they were basically like untouchable and won 10 out of the 16 races that year. And then ultimately, Nigel Mansell went on to win the championship that year. I believe Vettel has this car. He bought it on auction and he raced it, or he did like a few laps, I would say, at Silverstone a couple of years back. So yeah, very, very cool car. What a machine it was. Really gave Ayrton Senna, when he was still driving for McLaren at the time, a very hard time. But he still beat them. He did still beat them at times. But yeah, it wasn't the easiest car to beat. Definitely ahead of its time. So a new section to the videos, I'd say, is the drip check. I don't know about you guys, but I like cool clothes. And obviously everyone has their own style, especially F1 drivers. Obviously some are a bit more extravagant than others. We usually see them when they arrive at the track, right? And people are obviously taking photos of them. So I just thought, let's take a look at some cool outfits that some of the drivers are wearing. And yeah, let me know your thoughts if you've made it this far on what you think of what the drivers wear when arriving at the track. Starting off with Kimi. Golly, boy. Sun's out, guns out, huh? Kimi obviously throwing a few more chains on this time. We all know he's got the little Michael Schumacher type necklace over here. He's trying to show off how thick his neck has gotten. I think Kimi's actually had this necklace for years, and previously, obviously, his neck was not as thick. You know, obviously now from the G forces and how he has to train his neck, it's obviously become a choker. I've noticed Kimi wears his hat in a very, like, he just like puts it on there. He doesn't like pull it down. He just puts it on there. Yeah, that's a little Kimi thing I've noticed. But yeah, I'd give it it's not my style, but you know, I like the beater. It looks cool. We got old Maximilian here. I mean, you know, there's not much to say. He likes to wear the team gear. You know, he means business. He's always got a nice watch on, and but like most F1 drivers, and I think he keeps it humble. He just keeps it humble, you know. Old Max, it suits him. I feel he shouldn't be going too wild. He should just keep it chill. And then, gosh. The one who does the most, old Sir Lewis Hamilton. Look, some of his outfits I don't agree with, but some of them I think they're really cool. I do not know what kind of jacket this is. It's like a windbreaker when you play golf or something on a windy day. But it looks cool. See, he's got a shirt and tie there as well. Definitely got a cool pair of trousers and some nice shoes. Always got the iPhone in the hand, eh? Always got the iPhone in the hand. Yeah. Oh, Lewis. Yeah, this is definitely an outfit I agree with more, like compared to what he normally wears. Sometimes it's really a bit wild. So yeah, I wonder if Kim has a role to play in some of his more recent the recent choices, you know. But that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. And remember, God bless.